everyone. Welcome to the AIR We Weeb. I'm sick this week, so I'm sorry for the noise of my voice, and I'm also sorry for my co-hosts, who will inevitably make fun of me.
And die.
Anyway, hello, I'm Shauna.
I'm the person that's going to be making fun of Shauna.
I'm Tim, who will also be making fun of Shauna.
I am aspiring shoujo mangaka as.
Aw, adorable. Today we are reviewing Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. Weeb, you're supposed to have a weebopsis for us, so because I know you hated the show, please read us something that's legitimate and not just your scathing thoughts on it.
Okay, I'll do that after I Google it.
Hey, there's this boy. He makes manga, and then other people join him and help him, and it's all about their crazy adventures.
I mean, that's
One of
pretty
them
much
likes
it.
him.
That's pretty much it. Thank you,
That's
Az.
it. Yep, okay. As, take my job.
3 seconds.
I see how it is.
All you need is half a brain.
I don't have that. Apparently.
The spoiler section will be later, so, but there's not much to spoil in the show.
I know,
I was
right?
about to say, nothing
but
happens
we're
the
just
whole
gonna talk
time.
about our overall...
Spoilers, they make a manga.
Yeah,
Not much plot.
not much plot here. We're going to talk about our overall impressions, and then we'll go into spoilers. So, Tim, what did you think overall of Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun?
I thought it was pretty fine. It wasn't anything that blew me away or was particularly memorable, I guess. The art was really good. The animation was solid. And I think the thing I liked the most about it was how it tied in the manga stuff in the industry.
Yeah. Az, what did you think?
It was funny. It made me laugh. I enjoy
Yes.
laughing.
And Weeb, tell me why you hated it.
Okay, so,
Here we go.
explosions, none. 0. Not a single explosion the whole show.
There's actually an
There are
explosion
fireworks,
in the
so-
opening. So
And
there's
at
an
the end.
explosion
Every
in
new
every
episode.
episode.
Many
in fact.
explosions
That-
at the end.
That's actually funny
True.
because I legit actually liked the intro, and I didn't
Yeah.
know why. Is there really an explosion?
Yes,
There's
there's
an
a really
explosion.
dope explosion.
Okay, that explains why I like the intro, because the intro is kind of fire. But no hard work either, like minimal hard work, but it's not portrayed
No hard
well.
work, as a man literally kills himself making manga, like everyone who makes manga. Support the manga industry.
Okay, as Mr. Interrupter, he does work hard, but it isn't
No,
shown.
I'm fact-checking you.
It
Please
isn't
get it right.
shown.
It's not about working hard, yeah. It's
Yeah.
not really in there.
It's always in the background. Bad show.
This is one of my favorite comedies. I adore this show. Everyone I've recommended this show to has loved it, except Weeb.
Well, Weeb has bad taste.
And I absolutely love that it's like a gag manga, a gag anime surrounding making manga. And I love that it's a situational character comedy where all the characters are funny and interesting, and nothing is relying on fan service. There's no like crude humor. It's just offbeat and weird and funny. I would definitely recommend it, but if your focus like is mainly on plot, then I wouldn't recommend it to you, but it's a super funny gag anime.
I'm surprised that you liked it because it's so episodic.
I like episodic things that are good.
I was also surprised. I
Nice.
didn't think you'd like it.
No, this is one of my favorite comedies.
What?
There are so few comedies that are like niche like this that just do the offbeat comedy so well. And it's true. I was looking at the My Anime list, and it looks like people were pretty much split. Either people were giving it like an 8 to a 9, or people were giving it like a 3 to a 4. So either you like it and you get it, or like you don't like this show. So
Polarizing.
I'm definitely, yeah, it's really polarizing. Would you guys recommend it?
No.
Az?
Sure. Yeah. I'm gonna recommend it right now. You should go watch it.
Don't do it. Don't listen to him. He lies to you.
Who do you think has a better taste? Me or Weeb? The answer is neither of us.
That's fair.
Tim?
I think it's a good shoujo, so I'd probably recommend it for that.
We're going to get into the spoiler section where we're going to talk about the dynamics between the characters. Like we said, there's not a ton of plot to really be ruined here. So if you haven't seen it, you might be able to skate by and listen to what we're saying. But be careful if you care about spoilers. I'm supposed to give a synopsis here, but like I said, this show is not based on plot. It's a situational character comedy. Basically, it follows Nozaki, who is a monthly manga artist. He writes romance manga, targeting teen girls, which is called shoujo manga. And most of the people in his class don't know that he does it. He actually tried to tell them, but they didn't believe him. And one day, one girl comes up to him and she tells him that she's his fan. And he's like, oh, here's an autograph. But she really meant that she was in love with him. And thus begins our antics of Sakura, the girl, basically becoming his manga assistant and being in love with him. And everyone else in their sort of group of developing friends that helps with the manga. Secretly, yes, all secretly. And like Az says, one of my favorite, I love anime about making manga. Like, I love it so much. So that is, I think, one of the highlights of it for me, is just when they're all working on the manga. What would you guys say is one of the best points of the show for you? I guess we'll start with Tim.
I would agree that the best thing about the show is how they work in all the manga stuff. Like I learned probably more about manga than I did about anime while watching this show. Mm-hmm. Just because you have all the techniques, like the tools they use, and like I thought it was interesting how they use real life stuff to influence their work.
Yeah.
And I like seeing that.
Az?
I like how offbeat the characters were.
Yeah, me too. Oh, so good. Weeb, pick something good about this show.
I said I liked the intro. The intro was good. The rest of it sucked.
Because you weren't paying attention.
Going into that sentiment, we're going to talk about the worst points of the show. I guess Weeb can start with this one. Because
anything that's not the intro sucks.
Just try to name something specific.
Okay. Explosions, only in the intro. I'm going to say none. Hard work. Minimal. No,
you don't actually talk about the show at all. You just talk about what you want the show to be. You're not paying attention.
Okay.
He watched it all last night before he was done.
No, I watched it all the night before we were supposed to record.
Exactly, so you weren't paying attention.
No, not really. I really wasn't.
Weeb.
No, I was, but like kinda. Like I had it on dub. It was on. I was like kind of scrolling through Instagram, but like I was watching.
That's the thing with this show.
I didn't like how episodic it was. It had no plot at all.
He loves cells at work.
You have to savor this show as like a little bite-sized treat. It's really not something that you should necessarily binge unless you love it. That's what I think. I think binging it when you don't love it takes away from it because you're not getting all of those like those special moments and like the really interesting beats of the comedy and the offbeatness to it. So I feel like Weeb, you made it even worse for yourself by like watching it all in one go.
Okay, is it okay for me to watch it all in one go if I have to review it the very next day?
Well, you're supposed to start earlier.
Okay, but you know I wouldn't.
Yeah, you had 2 weeks, man.
Yeah.
I watched it once the first week. I wasn't going to watch it again the second week. That wasn't about to happen.
Tim, what was your least favorite part of the show?
I don't know. I think the episodicness definitely hurts it, just because I prefer a story that I can follow throughout the show, and it's just kind of every episode's a new like, oh, what are we gonna do today? And personally, I just don't find that as interesting. And then sometimes the comedy can feel forced, which I didn't like, or like a lot of it revolves around the same gag, like Nozaki is clueless, or what's that one guy with the red hair? He doesn't like doing something, but he's also pretty funny, so I won't give him too much criticism. So
just a little girl, just leave him alone.
Yeah. Az, what was your worst part or thing that they could have improved in your opinion?
Yeah, sometimes I'd feel like some of the gags were a little over.
Yeah.
I don't really have any critiques for this show. I kind of think it's almost like
okay, that's just as bad as Weeb. Not having even
good.
I love this show. I think that like there are times in this show where I'm like, wow, that was perfectly done, and there are bits that are like overplayed, but I think it does that intentionally, and I think it's charming that it does that.
On every other show, on every other podcast, you're like, it's way too episodic.
But also, that's the thing.
Monthly Girls is a perfect masterpiece. 10 out of 10.
It's
no
not
critiques.
perfect.
Because you're supposed to watch one episode a month.
It's a gag anime. It's a gag anime. It's supposed to be episodic. Like, that's what it is. If you added a plot to it, it wouldn't be what it is. So,
But you hate Love is War, which is the exact same thing.
but it's not good.
Okay,
How dare you.
Shauna, what's better,
Oh, I
this
dare.
or Haikyuu?
Oh, I would pick Haikyuu, of course.
Okay, so there has to be something wrong with Monthly
It's-
Girls for it not to be your number one.
I don't think
What
there's
is it?
anything super concrete that's wrong with it. I don't think it is masterpiece territory. I think it does what it does very well, and it sort of has reached the ceiling on what it does. There isn't really anything where I'm like, well, I guess I would like to see if it was longer. It's only 12 episodes. I would like to see some progression in the relationships, and I think it would if it was more than 12 episodes. But for the 12 episode run, I'm totally fine with how they ended the Sakura and Nozaki arc. I thought it was hilarious the way they ended it, and with all the other potential relationships, like, I would like to see those at least progress or get more complicated or something. But for the snapshot that we have that was the 12 episodes, I really think it was fine. There's no one thing that I'm like, fix it. There's like little tiny things that I'm like, could be improved, but it pretty much does everything really well, in my opinion.
I think one of the things I liked the most was it wasn't every character needing to be in every episode. Sometimes they just focus on 3 people.
Yeah.
The rest of them wouldn't even be there.
Yeah, I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think? This is a really interesting question. What was the best ship? And there are a lot of ships to pick from.
Oh, that's easy.
You always say that every episode. You're like, oh, it's easy.
Yeah, it's Wakamatsu and Seo.
See,
really?
You're wrong.
Yeah.
You're
Wait.
wrong.
No, I'm
Wait,
right.
wait,
It's
It's
totally
wait.
right.
Kashima and Hori.
I don't
That's
know
what I
like
think.
any names. Can we do descriptions and or hair color?
Hori is the drama leader,
Okay.
and Kashima is the female prince.
Yeah.
Seo is the crazy, like, athletic, crazy singer girl, and Wakamatsu is the boy that
The plane guy.
the
He's
plane
literally
guy.
the plane guy.
Wait,
that-
who's the scary basketball
He's on the
one?
basketball team.
Seo. It's the
Seo?
girl.
Okay,
Yeah.
because the best ship is obviously Seo and me. We would run the
I call
world,
that.
right? We'd be perfect.
She is best
Wow.
girl for me
She's
too.
Seo's
just
best girl.
doing
Yeah.
coke off from being Weeb's waifu.
What?
She's just not doing coke, and that's
You
the only
don't
thing
know
keeping her from
that.
being your waifu.
You don't know she doesn't do coke.
Well, you can tell because she can sing.
But I also think that Nozaki and Sakura are a hilarious ship, but my best ship was Hori and Kashima as well. Just because I love Hori so
Wait,
much.
no, wait. I need to go back. It's Mikoshiba and all his dating
his-
sim girls.
All his dating sim girls. Yes, I love Mikashiba. He's so funny. I've never seen a character like him spun the way that they do. Like, having him be embarrassed by everything that he does is
You know
so
what
funny.
makes
He's
him
so
the best,
easy to
though?
like compliment, and then he gets embarrassed afterwards. Or I like
Yeah.
how he agrees to do things in the moment and then immediately regrets it.
And I like how he's like, there's that one gag they do where they're like, oh yeah, Mikashiba just has to get used to you. And then they go in the room, and he's like hiding behind the curtain, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I
You have
guess
to
he has
st-
to
you have
get
to
used
start
to
over.
you
He
again.
resets every day. The best part about his character is the fact that he's Bakugo.
Oh boy.
So I just picture Bakugo all the time.
Wait,
Is
what?
he really?
Yeah, so you couldn't tell whenever he yells?
No.
Wow, fake fans.
I think you know what? Maybe I did
Look,
notice. That
I
sounds
watched
familiar.
it all in a day. I might have watched dubbed.
Fake fans.
I'm not a
I
fan at
haven't
all.
seen the dub, but I would
Big
imagine
fan.
that the dub takes away a lot from the show, I would guess, just because of the
Ooh,
way
I
the
tried it. It
humor is
was
done.
bad.
I got
Yeah.
the worst possible experience.
It was
Ah.
so bad.
Was the dub on
guys.
Crunchyroll?
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness,
Oh, I
that
don't feel
means
like I
Weeb,
missed
you
it.
didn't even that means you didn't even experience the show for what it is. You watched a bad dub.
I watched,
watched
a bad
such a
show
bad
with a
dub.
terrible dub.
It's not a bad show. A bad dub can ruin a show, especially if it's a comedic show where everything is based in like tones.
Line delivery was so bad. I just.
Look,
Oh,
I'll go.
well, no
I'll
wonder
go back,
then.
I'll go back and I'll not watch the whole thing, but I will at least watch
He
the
won't
first.
go back. Don't
I-
even
You're
try and
lying.
promise
No,
this.
wait,
We know you
wait,
won't.
Wait, here's if we reach 10 more viewers than the last one. This is my
He
weeb
will
challenge.
live stream, watch it along, and if he falls asleep, we get to hit him with a taser.
I will wait. are we all in the room in this scenario and we all have tasers but
No,
me?
we gotta hit you with a taser. Steve will come over with a taser.
Actually, that would happen. No, I'll go back and I'll rewatch the first episode and I'll stream it and I'll watch it dubbed and it'll be a good time and I won't
You'll
get on my
watch it
phone
subbed.
once. Yeah, I'll
You'll
watch
watch
it.
it
I'll
subbed.
watch it subbed.
Okay.
Even better, if we hit double that goal, we will dub over the show himself.
Actually, that sounds kind of fun. Not even gonna lie, that sounds like a good time. Yeah,
And
I'll
he'll do it all in one recording session, so his
Wait.
voice will get wrecked.
Wait, no. If
So
we
yeah,
get-
that explains why you thought it was terrible, because yeah, I can imagine the dub for this being really not great.
Yeah,
so.
it was. I knew it was bad
Vindicated.
as I was watching it, but I wasn't about to actually pay attention to the whole show
Weeb,
in
you're
one
freaking
go.
killing me. You're freaking killing me right now.
So you
Whoa.
miss Shy Bakugo, which is the real shame here. I
Is
know I'm
he
saying
really-
his name wrong. You can
is
stop
he
yelling
really
at me in the
Bakugo?
comments.
Please
Yes.
yell it as in the comments. Please comment.
Please comment.
I
any
can't
comments.
speak English words, let alone foreign words. I'm not
Yeah.
even from this country.
Oh, wait, we need to talk about best boy and best girl. Who's best boy?
That dude, the main dude that writes the show.
Nozuki?
Oh,
Yeah, I like him.
As-
wait, what?
It's
Do I have
Mako
down as-
Shiba.
Oh,
Mako Shiba.
Mika Shiba?
Isn't it Mako Shiba?
Tomato?
No, it's Mika Shiba with
Wait,
an I.
can my
You
best
guys remember?
Oh.
can my best boy actually be a girl if it's a boy?
You want it to be Kashima?
Is that the blue-haired chick?
Yeah,
Yeah, she's the best. I like her. She's my best
I'll
boy.
allow it. I'll
Okay.
allow
You
it.
guys are all wrong. The best boy is Tomato.
Who the
Who's that again?
What?
Is that
The
Wakamatsu?
dude from the dating sim.
Oh.
The bro character.
Who is that?
The friend.
The friend in
in
the
the dating
dating sim that they decide that they want to find love instead of the girl.
as
Oh yeah,
As-
I remember that.
The best character. He
There's-
sacrifices everything for
How the
everyone.
fuck
There
do
are
you
so
know
many
his
good
name?
gags in this show. I love this show. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
Wait, we
best
didn't.
girl is easily Miko Shiba, though, right?
Oh, I can see that. But honestly, I love Sakura so much. She's so funny. How she deals with Mikashiba is hilarious when she compliments him, like when she has to. And-
Oh, she's the worst character for me.
really? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I just like her the
She's
least.
too obsessed with Nozuki.
Oh, I love
She
her.
doesn't really. She's just like the watcher portal for like, oh, I'm just coming into this place. I don't know any of these things going on.
How dare you?
So she's
first of
discount
all. She's like the glue that holds everyone together, that like brings
No,
everyone
that's
in.
Nozaki.
I like Sakura, but only whenever her face is drawn bad. Then
It's
she's
hilarious
good.
when her face is drawn bad. I agree.
Well, I just
That's
like
what I
that
mean.
her attitude totally shifts, and I like that version of her.
Me too. I think it's so funny how like her attitude will change, and then how she like deals with different characters, especially Mikashiba. I think it's so funny. But I could see Mikashiba being best girl.
She was best girl. He's an
Who?
award-winning best girl.
Oh,
Mikashiba?
Yeah.
Why is he award winning?
Hasn't the manga won an award?
I don't know. You're manga man.
No, not the real manga, the in-story manga.
Oh, okay.
Like, he's won an award for being the...
Right, because he's the heroine.
He's
Yeah,
Suzuki.
Yeah, he's the he's
He's
Suzuki's the boy. He's
Oh.
the girl.
Oh yeah,
He's who Nozuki bases the girl character of his manga on.
yeah, that was funny.
I don't remember her name.
I think it starts with an M.
Mamiko.
Miko!
Yeah,
Mamiko. Yeah.
that sounds right.
Miko!
This brings us into our art, story, sound, voice acting review. We've already mentioned that the dub is terrible. My favorite in the voice acting was Sakura, and just because of her attitude, voice change depending on who
Her
she's
voice
talking
is
to.
very unique, too.
I really liked her voice work. I thought that she stood out a lot. I mean, all the voice work was great, but she stood out in terms of her changeability, her versatility. What did you guys think?
I can't talk about this.
I'd agree.
I think Seo was pretty good.
Yeah.
Her voice actor, because she had a pretty good range from like doing her crazy like laughter to doing like
Yeah.
I'm so disinterested right now in what you're saying. Like it was
She had
pretty funny.
a really cool tone to her voice. Like, it was a very unique voice. I liked her voice.
Hmm. Otherwise,
like-
I think Miko Shiba is pretty good.
Yeah. What did you think about the art as?
I like the art. I don't know what else to say. It was good art.
Yeah, I liked it
It
too.
was.
I also liked seeing like the manga panels, the way that they do the art of the manga panels in the story and also in the opening, which we'll talk about. But it was cool to see the art of the art, I guess.
Yeah, like you always knew when you were looking at manga versus when you were looking at the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that brings us into our opening and ending themes. I think we've all...
What a good opening.
Yeah,
Opening
it's
was
so
solid.
good. What a jam.
Such a good song, such good visuals. This is the exemplary good opening.
I can
I'm
actually
glad
get
you
behind
think
that.
so. What'd you say,
Opening was-
Weeb?
I can get behind that. The opening was really good. The ending wasn't bad, but it's not memorable because I don't really remember what
Oh,
happened.
it's so boring.
Okay, I guess it is bad. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
can you remind me of what it was? I don't remember.
It's literally
honestly
just
barely
like
remember
Sakura on a beach, I think, singing. She's the one doing the singing, I think. I
Wow.
recall.
Okay,
I
forget
don't
about that.
remember that.
The opening's awesome. The opening's great.
They blew all the budget on the opening and just dumped the ending because most people skip ending.
I really liked how it incorporated the manga stuff in the opening. Like a lot of the
Yeah.
panels, and then how it would like flesh the panels out to be anime panels.
Ruler swords,
Yeah, it was super cool.
paintbrush, tanukis everywhere.
The Tanukis, oh man.
Oh, I forgot about who was the neighbor girl.
Yeah, the neighbor girl. I don't remember her name, but yeah.
I liked
I felt
her.
so bad for her.
I did like her.
I felt so bad for her and her terrible editor taking advantage of her.
Needs more
The worst editor.
Tanukis.
Oh yeah, the best ship is
Ken-san
actually...
is the best.
Yeah, the best ship is Nozaki and Ken-san.
That's a good ship too.
Oh, is that his editor?
His editor who like doesn't
Oh,
like him,
Oh.
but he loves him. Oh, I love that. I love that side plot, especially going back into like when she's like, how did you and Ken-san get to know each other? And it like flashes back to Nozaki being like a big jerk to Ken-san, and then the second that he finds out that Ken read his manga, he like just turns into sparkles and happiness.
Mhm.
And suddenly he like worships him. It's just so funny.
And doesn't get him to change things.
I liked when Hori was riding Kashima with the bull's head. He was running through the school with him.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was good. Wow. It's hard to really talk about this show because there is no plot. So it's all just kind of just commenting on the gags, and if you don't really like gag manga or gag anime, I don't think that you'll really like this show.
We've been recording for like half an hour and we're done.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
no.
But
I think the
that's
comedy is good, and because it shows up in all aspects of the show, like in the art, the way it's drawn, the way it's animated, what they say, and like the actions they do. So I really
Yeah.
appreciated that it's not just one note with the comedy.
Yeah, I like that too.
Mm-hmm. But I'm just
what's
not
your-
a fan of romances, I think.
Yeah, it's funny because this is
This is
barely a
barely a
romance.
rom-
It's
I know, and, like,
barely a romance.
when it
We haven't
goes-
done a true romance.
But when it goes
Also-
into the romance, it's like, just go back to the comedy.
Yeah. Also,
Tim
it's-
hates meeps.
It's not a
That's it.
shoujo either. It's just a comedy. Like this is not a shoujo.
I think it's a
about
shoujo
it.
that is aware
not
of
a
itself.
shoujo.
Like it's
Trust
very
me.
meta with it, and it plays with it.
It plays with some romantic comedy themes, but it's not a shoujo.
And I wouldn't call Sakura the main character.
Yeah, she's
I
not.
think she is.
Wait, how?
I think
how would she
she's
not
our
be?
viewpoint most of the time, but there's entire episodes where she's just not in it, which doesn't happen in a shoujo.
Because I think the whole point of the show is by the end of it, she wants to be with Nozaki. And
think
because we're
that's-
aware
That's how the
that,
start of the show is.
like, we know, yeah, I know there's no arc to it. It's just, by the end, she's exactly where she started. But
Yeah.
she, like, we know how she feels about Nozaki. And Nozaki's just kind of a wall. Like, we don't understand what he feels about stuff. And they
Yeah.
kind of trick you into thinking, oh, he likes her back by the end of it. And then he's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I like the fireworks too.
I love it. I love it. It's so funny.
I thought of Shauna when that scene happened.
Why?
Because
QQ.
fireworks.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
do.
Fireworks are a
fireworks.
thing.
Another festival of fireworks.
I do love Hanabi fireworks.
Is that what that means?
Yes.
Hmm.
But
That Naruto's daughter's name?
Yeah, that's why I thought. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
No, wait, no, that's the sister-in-law.
Well, I mean, you got Sakura. She's in Naruto.
Yes, Himawari
but
is
that's
the
just Cherry
daughter,
Blossom.
but the
Yeah,
sister-in-law is
yeah.
Hanabi.
What's everyone's out of 10 ratings? Let's start with Az.
Okay, this was pressured on me. I think I'm gonna go with
Pressured.
a 7. I didn't have time to think. It's either a 7 or an 8.
Shauna-
Let's give it a 7.62.
You know you're not allowed to do that.
That's exactly why I did it.
Tim?
I'm gonna also give it a 7, just because I think it's the comedy is good. I just didn't like the whole arcs and the story, and some of it can be too much. Just get it out of there. But everything
You're a
else,
hater.
I think the highs of the comedy makes it a 7.
Weeb?
What did I give the one with the chicken? What did I give
Oh,
that one?
Chicken out of 10.
I remember that we every single time need to tell you that you're not allowed to give things a 1 or a 2 if they're coherent shows.
Okay, I'm gonna give this.
But he also didn't watch the show.
Yeah, he
so...
didn't watch this with the proper subs, and he barely watched it. So I don't know if you're qualified to
I feel
read
like
it.
Weeb just
I'm
wants to give it
gonna
a
give-
5 or a 6.
I was gonna say 4, but I'll give it.
Weeb rates it
I'll
a
give
dub
it-
out of a sub.
I'll give it a 5, but yeah, I did give myself the worst possible viewing experience.
Yeah.
And I think I'm the worst. I'm not the target demographic for this show at all. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
I'm gonna give it an 8. It's a great comedy. I love it.
I thought it was a perfect masterpiece. 10 out of 10. Nothing's wrong with it.
literally the words
Shauna's
"this is
8s
not,"
are like our 10s.
literally the words "this is not a perfect masterpiece" came out of my mouth earlier this
Out
episode.
of your mind.
I mean, they did.
Out
It
of
came
your
out of my
mind.
mind.
From your mind to your mouth.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could maybe push it to a 9, but it's not like usually 9s. I'm very strict with my 9s and my 10s, but definitely an 8 for me.
When are we reviewing our first 10 out of 10 show?
We did. My Hero Academia.
We no one even
you're
gave
right.
it a 10.
I didn't give it a 10.
It's.
I did give it a
I
10.
don't think any of us gave it a 10, but
Yeah.
this one
There's a specific point that we'll get to where I'll bump it up to a 10.
on December 13th, we're reviewing a 10 out of 10.
I mean, the 1 out of 0?
Nope.
Haikyuu?
Wait, a 1 out of
1
0?
out of 0.
Yeah, it's a 1
Yeah.
out of 0.
No,
Yes.
Haikyuu is a
Haikyuu.
10.
You know what that means?
Haikyuu's a
1
10 out of
0
10.
just breaks.
Spoiler for podcast in the future, Haikyuu, I give it a 10 out of 10. It's a perfect masterpiece.
No, I think I gave it a 9.
I think I gave it a 9 too.
What?
Probably give it a 4.5.
As I'm
Listen, this is great content, but just not for this episode.
We are a couple weeks early.
Let's talk about our similar show recommendations. I actually have a really good one this time. A similar show recommendation, which I think is a little bit better because it's longer and you get into the characters more and there's a little bit more plot. It's called Psyche K, or The Disastrous Life of Psyche K, and it's so funny. It's about a kid in high school who's a psychic and he just wants to go about his life and have a normal life, and chaos is always happening around him, and it's so funny. I
Isn't that
love
on
it.
Netflix?
It is.
I've seen it.
It is.
I've scrolled by it before. I've never seen it though.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's great. Anyone else have any similar show recs?
Just made me want to go and read Horimiya, honestly. Still an OVA of that, so that counts. But also just go read it.
And I guess if you like watching shows about manga, then you could watch Bakuman, which is literally just about guys that make manga, and it's a great show. But it's not a comedy, really.
If you want
There's a lot of working hard, though. I think Weeb would like Bakuman.
Wait, Bakuman?
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Literally written by the Death Note guys.
But if
Yeah.
you want a show
And drawn by
that's
it.
much better than this one,
Here we go.
watch Haikyuu.
He recommends QQ.
No.
Just one Q, but it's really
And I'm
high
gonna
up
cut
there.
out whatever he says, so it's I only say
Haikyuu.
that. Now he's definitely not making the episode.
Oh, leave it in. It's a short enough episode as is.
Yeah,
Leave everything in. Make this episode unedited.
you can't cut anything.
I would love to do that. I'm doing that.
Yeah,
Just
do
take
it.
out some of the pauses and we're good.
No,
It's okay.
honestly-
I'll leave in what Weeb said that was racist.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Weeb, you know what you said.
I missed that part.
He'll probably make me cut it out
Weeb
later,
is a
so if you don't
racist,
hear it,
he
that's
hates
why.
old people and the youth.
He actually hates the show because he doesn't like that Mikoshiba's best girl, and he's very strict about his gender guidelines.
Oh, boy.
Segue into my Weeb word, please.
My
but
best.
we're- we
But you
haven't-
didn't.
My
You
best.
didn't recommend anything, Tim.
My
I don't
best
have
boy
anything to
was literally
recommend.
A girl.
Okay.
But we haven't even
This show-
plugged our stuff or done our next week's show. Weeb word is supposed to be last.
Okay, fine. Ruined my segue.
I'm sorry. Az, plug our stuff.
Leave all this in.
We're the AIR We Weeb everywhere.
Wait, but how
Please.
can
Literally.
what's our email?
On everything.
Failed
What
square
are
at nanoland.ca.
SoundCloud.
No.
It's
Oh,
my
yeah,
bad
if
this
you
time.
got
Apple.
if you got complaints about the racist things Weeb says, email us at failedsquared@nanoland.ca.
No, just contact him separately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
call
contact
me.
him
Or
personally.
contact Weeb separately. That
Weeb,
makes
what's your
you less-
Twitter handle?
I don't know.
Albrechten.
Is it?
Albrechten.
No, I don't
It's
think-
linked. It's one of the only accounts that are followed by the AIR We Weeb Twitter. Go tweet at us because
actually not that,
I don't
but
check
okay.
it enough, and I need
Also-
reasons to.
Please leave us reviews on Apple Podcasts, and please leave comments on the SoundCloud, and please recommend shows for us to watch and interact with us. We would like it a lot.
I need more friends.
Yes.
Actually, I don't. Please get rid of some of my friends.
As
I have too many.
You need friends.
Mainly
period.
Weeb.
You
Cancel
can
Weeb.
Try to get rid of me. See what
Oh,
happens.
Y'all. Okay,
What?
so next week, I know everyone's excited about it. We are reviewing Demon Slayer.
Yes.
So
I'm like halfway done already.
This one I'm
I-
excited for.
I
I
need to
hope
start.
you're all excited.
I haven't started
So
yet.
good. Spoilers, it's good.
Is it a 24
I
episode?
never would have
one?
expected that,
It's,
despite all the hype.
26, I think.
Ugh,
Okay.
26.
I gotta do
haven't
this in a
started yet.
week. Me
We have
neither.
all Monday.
We're recording on Tuesday.
All right, Tim. Let's
Give us a
go.
wee word.
Oh, finally.
Wait, did we do all our cleaning?
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, so Weeb's gonna redub the whole show.
No, that's not what I said.
Yep, he's gonna redub the
How
whole
about
show.
this? If we
Okay, moving on.
if we-
Tim, what's the Weeb word of the day? Go!
Okay. Okay.
Alright. My weeb word of the day is bishonen, or bishi. It just means
Wow,
literally...
Don't say that too fast.
It just literally means beautiful youth, and it describes a male, I think 20 or under, who looks attractive like a female, like they have very feminine features.
A trap?
It's just
Attractive.
a beautiful dude.
No,
Yeah,
a
it's
trap.
like
But not a
Mikashiba,
trap.
and he likes the girl version, which is Bishoujo. So
Yes.
yeah, that comes up in anime a lot. That type of character.
What a word.
It's a word.
What a show. I'm mad
What
at
a
y'all
word.
for not appreciating the show
show.
like I do.
Wow, this is way
I think
too short.
you ruined it for me because you made the expectations so
You
high.
did overhype
Wait,
the show.
are we
I
done
love
recording?
this
Can I
show.
I'm
end
just
it?
gonna keep all of this in until I cut when I decide to.
This is just one of my favorite
Do a
comedies, y'all.
just do a
I
fade
just-
out on it.
Hey man, I'm gonna fill this in now. Shauna, sing us a song.
The air we weep, the air we weep, weeping all the air. I'm sick.
Oh yeah, we didn't make fun of Shauna once the whole time.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Yes.
Get better, Shauna.
Oh,
Well, we
thanks.
kind of did this dunk.
You-
One of those words on one of her favorite shows.
You would not say dumped on her. You would say dunked with a
Yeah,
K.
you dunked on it.
Nah, you dumped on it.
That
Yeah,
means
you
something
dumped
very
on it.
different.
Well,
Yeah,
Tim,
well,
Tim and
there's another phrase, but it's not safe for Shauna.
Wait,
You
what?
guys didn't really dump on it. It was fine. I
That
don't
was
consider.
fair.
Yeah, you
This
guys
show
are fair.
is rated the same on Shauna's My Anime list as Your Lie in April.
I
Yes,
think
because Your Lie in April has major pacing issues.
It does.
yeah, midway through the show, I was struggling to watch it all the way through. I had to keep taking breaks. I don't know why, but
breaks.
it just wasn't moving fast enough for me.
That's the thing. You just watch 2 to 3 episodes a night, and it's perfect.
According to Shauna, this is rated the same as Your Name.
Yes.
According to Shauna, this is also rated the same as My Hero Academia
What?
Season 2.
What?
I gave season 2 an 8.
Shauna!
I'm pretty sure we all gave it an 8, Weeb, even you.
But you can't rate this the same as My Hero. What the
They're
hell?
completely different genres. The 8s are completely earned differently.
Shut up.
Get off my
This show,
back.
also, according to Shauna, is rated the same as The Promised Neverland.
Shauna,
One
My
of her
Hero is
all-time
a
favorite
masterpiece.
shows.
The Promised Neverland, The Promised Neverland has a couple like notable issues, but I might bump that up to a 9 because I love The Promised Neverland.
I'm just trying to fill for time, so okay, now we're at 40 minutes. Yay, filling for time! We did it, kids!
I'm
We
looking at
did
my
it!
notes
What
to
was
see what
our...
else I wanted to say. Oh, there was that one
Okay.
part where Seo is like running on her hands down the hall to escape
Yeah.
from this guy from carrying
The
books.
best.
That was pretty funny.
That's what I'm saying, y'all. So many funny things in this show.
Yeah, it was
You
a
can't really
weird,
see as
it
My
was a
Hero,
weird
but
switch up
actually-
from ReZero, which we did last time.
Yeah.
ReZero was so
A
Really
good
weird.
palate
too.
cleanser.
ReZero is one of my favorites, and then I had to watch this.
You didn't even watch this. Ugh.
I kinda did.
You barely did.
He
Get out of
didn't.
here.
Goodbye.
Bye!
Bye.
See ya.
The air we weep, the air we weep, weeping all the air. I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm sick.